Ayo, it's your guy ViivviiX here. I've been gone for a hot minute. I just finished playing Persona 3 FES. I emulated it for the first and second time I played it on a New Game Plus run, back to back right after my normal run, and it was an amazing game. So I thought I would use it as a great focal point to kind of releasing another tier list video and more content in general, and hopefully somewhat of a comeback. With the other fact that Persona 3 Reload, the remake, is coming out early spring of next year, I thought it would probably be perfect time to make a video like this. New viewers, welcome. I'm glad you're here, and for returning subs, I apologize for my long hiatus. Life happens and you fall off the horse sometimes, but I'm back in the saddle and ready to pick up things from where I left off, somewhat. So I appreciate anybody watching the video. Hope you enjoy, and if you have any differing opinions or similar opinions, may share them below. Please be respectful, and I appreciate it. We do have everybody here from all of the Persona games, playable party members. I'm just doing Persona 3 as that's what this video is about. It's just the tier list already had all the other characters in it. A shout out to P1 BRez for, I guess, making it. I just edited it a little bit. Gonna be kind of a pain in the ass because I really like all of the Persona characters, at least playable party members. I haven't really had one that like I disliked out of the 3 that I've played, which is Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5. I guess we can jump straight into the avatar. I believe Makoto is one of his names, but my guy, it's kind of hard to compete with a mainline character, and I do like responses and dialogue options and stuff like that. We're definitely had the ability to just kind of be, I don't know, distant, I guess is the feeling, but I definitely would just put him up in S tier. He's fun to play, and really there's no complaints other than the ending.
Soon, all your friends will be here by your side.
It's a very bittersweet ending of the game. Fresh off the pony of playing that game 2 times back to back, and I gotta give it to my boy Makoto. And then we got Aigis. Aigis, I do feel like S tier from the appearance, just the fact of that she's one of the non-human characters in the party. This game having 2, being her and Koromaru. Playable wise, she's a buffer / physical damage dealer, and then character wise, a cool idea to see somebody go from a full-on robot to being able to literally shed tears and be human.
I'd better go take a bath. Robots don't take baths, do they?
Awesome character. Then let's move into my boy Akihiko. Akihiko, from his voice actor's performance to his appearance to just the edgy, badass of the team, I gotta give it to him. He's S tier for me. I personally couldn't see him not on my team. And then playable wise, he has the Zio moves and he has party-wide debuffs. So it's kind of hard not to use him just because of being able to debuff everything. Utility-wise, really good. And then fist weapons are just some of the coolest weapons. Personality-wise, I would say he's definitely very stoic almost, but with like kind of a sharp edge. And his awakening of his second form of his persona at the memorial for Shinji.
It didn't matter how tough I was. Look what happened.
Really hit home. The voice actor did a great, phenomenal job during that scene, and it just instantly solidified him into S tier for me. Now we have Fuuka next. Fuuka is kind of a weird case. Her voice actor has like really dull moments. The character overall, some of her personality traits or things that she's interested in and stuff is kind of cool. Her design is great. Kind of falls a little flat. It's kind of hard to even want to drop her down to a B tier because I really did come around to like her. I chose to spend my Christmas with her, and I think whatever other holiday I was allowed to choose to spend with her, I think it was New Year's Eve or New Year's celebration festival with them. I kind of would, I guess, have to put her in a A tier, as that's the person I connected with when it came to just liking their overall vibe, the direction of the character, and then like I said, from a design standpoint, she has one of my favorite designs, being not as good as the other navigators as Persona 4 and Persona 5, Rise and Futaba. I would still say though that she's really great. She's not quite as fleshed out as the other navigators of the other parties, so I'm not able to solidify her into S tier, but I will definitely put her into the A tier.
Did you find the perp? He used VPN software. We can't track his IP.
In English, goddammit!
We can't find his computer.
In French!
Nous ne pouvons pas trouver son ordinateur.
In Morse code!
Now we have Junpei, the dude, that man. I love Junpei. He's just phenomenal all around. I mean, oh, this hurts. Fuuka, I'm sorry. Your voice actor and just some of the things. Okay, B. B is fine. I can't go any lower than B for Fuuka, but looking at it, I do know that Junpei is definitely an A, because his appearance is whatever. He's just the chill dude with the baseball cap and a little goatee. He's a ladies' man, or at least so-called ladies' man, as usually the bro characters of any of these Persona games usually is. I don't remember Ryuji really being too bad on that, but compared to Yosuke, I would definitely say he's a lot more tame and a lot more mature to an extent. Super loyal dude. His Persona Hermes is pretty dope. Physical attacker when it comes to his actual gameplay mechanic value, party-wide defense buffs, and he uses Agi or fire spells. He's overall great. His Chidori arc and voice acting in that scene.
Please! Don't go! Meaningless?
It was at this moment that he knew. He followed.
And him awakening to his second persona, it was honestly off the charts cool, and I felt the emotion. It just instantly solidified him into at least a high tier character for me. Definitely would put him up to A. And then if now I'm thinking about it, nearly as much to say about Aigis as I had these others. So I'm sorry, Aigis, you're awesome, but you're going to A tier. This is my first time making a tier list in like over a year. So I'm definitely having a lot of second guesses and a lot of doubts, and being fresh off the train of playing the games. I enjoyed all the characters, so I want to rank them all high, but I also need to think a little more reasonably of how to spread them about to just show from who's on bottom and who's on top, really and truly to myself. I guess I'll move down. Junpei is moving up. I really am not going to sort them in order. This list right here, like, it's just, if you're an S tier, you're S. If you're an A, you're an A. If you're an B, etc. Next, we're moving on to Ken. Overall, I mean, I don't have anything against him. I think he's actually a pretty genuine, like, cool, like, character. His voice reminds me of one of the characters from Rugrats. And his arc, the cutscene where Shinji rip, is really, really emotional, and I enjoyed it. Not in like I enjoyed what happened, but I enjoyed just the emotions that everything made me feel, because it just felt authentic. And then playable wise, I mean, he's like the opposite of Koromaru, has a light skill instead of a dark, and he's kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to being able to heal a little bit, do a physical spell, and use some magic. And I believe he's really good for using as like someone with a revive fairly early on comparatively to the other party members. I took him to the movies. His little goodbye to you at the end, if you catch him outside the school, which my first playthrough I actually missed him, but the second playthrough I found him sitting outside the school and say goodbye to him on those last few days that you have to just say goodbye to your social links. I pretty much was like, I'm happy to hear that he's happy, and I brought him his little souvenir when I went on the trip. He's definitely very, very mature for his age, so respect to him. I probably would just throw him in B tier, because I mean, I wouldn't say he's the low of the low characters, but at the same time, he's cool. He's there, and I ain't got nothing against it.
Are you what, drunk?
Then we move on to best boy, Koromaru. I can't really put him in S tier. It doesn't have a persona awakening to a second persona. Just enjoyment standpoint, I love dogs. I love my dog, and I just love having dogs around. And he's a super loyal boy, and seeing him on the night that, you know, he fought the shadow off and all that, and taking him on walks all those nights, and just seeing his personality show through his actions, because he's a dog and it's really all he can do, since he can't tell you what he wants to say other than when I guess somewhat translates for him, does things. And I appreciate it and enjoy the things that he does. I'll throw good boy into A with Aigis. Mitsuru, she's student council president. I really like Mitsuru For somebody that comes from a very different lifestyle than myself,
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
I still really dash with her, which is kind of interesting. She definitely is, which is nice to see somebody so genuine and authentic that comes from wealthy background. Her losing her dad, scene at the top of Tartarus with Akutsuki, all really hit home. Sucks that her social link is so late in the game because it's such a pain in the ass. My first playthrough, I made sure to finish it. In turn, because I wanted to finish it, it screwed me over and I couldn't finish Aigis is the first playthrough. So the second playthrough, I tried to do the same thing, but almost had it, but I had to be able to finish Aigis's this time around, and I managed to get Mitsuru to 9 again. Have to spend every last single day that I had possible on the calendar to finish off Aigis's. That is kind of a pain in the ass, but other than that, the actual involvement with her, she's very strong-willed, very intelligent, and a good character all around. A tier as well. And then from a visual standpoint, cool, and then gameplay standpoint, she is a caster. She does ice magic and is weak to fire. Does pretty much what Yukari does, but with ice, and she's a little more on the offensive side as she gets a mind charge, not a multi-target heal or a revive. Moving on, we have the dude Shinji. Shinji, great character. I throw him into A right next to his bro Akihiko. I really enjoyed Shinji. And the little time that he's actually spent with the party, found out to his old room and collect the equipment that you had by accident, you had on him, and that's cool. So, you know, he doesn't actually steal your shit when he dies. But putting that aside, his death was really tragic. It was hard-hitting. I teared up at it, and I teared up at Akihiko grieving him, and the whole situation was definitely very emotional and a crazy roller coaster, and him sacrificing himself was inspiring. And I mean, the dude kicked ass when he was on the team. He's kind of weird because unless you going through Monad with all the max level enemies that have tons of experience to just level up super quickly, you never will get to experience that he has tons of moves that he learns, like past level 50 plus, but he leaves before you really get to the point to where you would be getting all those moves, it seems, for at least if you go by like the equivalent of what levels the enemies and everybody is. It's kind of interesting, so I went ahead and leveled him up and got all of his moves and just played around, enjoying him, having him in the party on my New Game Plus run, just with Monad to level him up and see what he had to offer from a gameplay standpoint. I can't really say much more than RIP.
Come on, kid. You're just a kid. You've got your whole life ahead of you, so don't waste it. Make it your own, okay?
Usually is an edge dude, but I like me some edgy dudes. Moving on, we have, last but not least, is Yukari. I really like Yukari. Everybody, I feel like, at least there's like a 50-50. You either really like her or you really hate her. The people that really hate her or really dislike her probably just overlook some of the things and deeper nuances and points of her personality. How she reacts is very realistic and very normal, in my opinion. Like, to somebody that's been through trauma and somebody that's going through what they did, she handles it a lot better than you would think. And almost every time that she does kind of snap or overstep her bounds, I believe pretty much the 2 or 3 times I can recall, she apologizes outright for it and owns up to it. She just is a very genuine and authentic character. Design standpoint, I like her design. Voice actor did a great job. And then from a gameplay standpoint, I mean, she's almost a must-have on the party. She's just a really good healer and does pretty good damage magically as well. Pierce damage, I mean, there's a lot of like weaker enemies early on that are weak to her bow attacks, which is great. I really enjoy just having her on the team. My last in-team, I believe, was for Nyx both times around, was Junpei, Akihiko, and Yukari, as I just really enjoyed them all being in my team. And it does appear that I didn't put any C rank, but it's because there's just nobody in the C rank. In my opinion, honestly, it's hard to even put any of them below A.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Yukari, back to her, is the very beginning of the game. She opens up to you very quickly. Understandably, I believe, especially if I'm around somebody that's experienced something similar, I feel very comfortable opening up about it. Personally, a lot of people, she gives Junpei a hard time, which there's some moments she does, but one of the female characters almost always has to give the comedic relief / funny boy character of the group trouble. It's always the dynamic of like Yosuke and Chie. Ryoji and On.
I could see myself becoming a fan.
I'm happy for you.
But I honestly see it more as like a sibling kind of thing. Like they're kind of just picking and, you know, poking fun at each other, and they do it constantly as siblings would, in my opinion. And I don't really mind it too much. And like I said, the one time that I know I can think of that she oversteps her line and she kind of pokes fun at Junpei being scared of the Knicks or whatever, and Junpei snaps and she says, "My bad. I was just trying to make light of the situation." Definitely hard not to put her in S tier. It would appear that I've just been sitting here rambling and running my mouth. I did this tier list. It's done. I did it. Surprisingly, I actually got through it. And I think fairly quickly. I'm not even sure how much time I've been sitting here recording. It looks like I've been recording for 20 minutes. Actually, not as bad as I expected. But I'm going to cut this video up. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment things that you would like to see, or videos or topics that you would be interested in seeing in a tier list like this form. And appreciate any and all support. Make sure to take care and stay cool.